and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Brittany. I'm Chris Acock. I am the early learning um, policy analyst for the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, and we help Future Ready oversee Franklin County Rise.
Thank you. And today we are here to kind of give you guys a little bit of help with the Idea Fund proposal application process. We decided that it would be great for you guys to have some concrete models of what it would look like to write an exemplar proposal, as well as one that might not score as high. So today we're going to jump in with a fake proposal that has been created to really show the high standards of what we're expecting to see. So this proposal was submitted by Brimo's Learning Pad for the $15,000, and they asked about the story for the program, that they serve a diverse population, they have a commitment to like real world experiential learning, and that they have a really strong focus on STEM and engaging interactive experiences. Their need is that they want to create some mobile learning labs, things that they haven't had within their site before. And a portable STEM exploration kit that would bring, excuse me, some age appropriate activities directly into the classroom and community spaces. And then what I really enjoy about when they answered this question is that they broke down how they are going to use each of the items that they are requesting. So the STEM discovery kits, the engineering building sets, they really broke it down into how they're actually going to use these items. Scroll back up a little bit. When we talk about on the other side of, is this something that this is replicable for other programs, they really went into in-depth detail about how this can be used in other childcare programs like theirs, and that they are actually willing to do some of the work to support the replication. They are going to create a resource guide, develop a shared lending system, and host some professional development workshops so that they can teach other childcare programs to do the things that they have done. One of the other important things is that they really got into how they are making sure that they are building a more equitable program. And again, the things that I'm really enjoying about this proposal is that they are showing exactly what it is that they're doing in bullet pointed format to show exactly how they are meeting that question's request. So they said they're going to incorporate some multilingual materials, they're going to use adaptive learning tools, and develop some culturally responsive STEM activities. This is a very strong proposal because of the details. Chris, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, no, I think you just hit it right on the head that the devil is really in the details. They really kind of explain with a lot of breadth and depth what they're going to do and how they plan to help all the learners in their center and beyond. Really like that they are willing to host professional development workshops. It shows a lot of initiative and passion for the sector as a whole, and maybe not just their specific site. I really like how they talk about why they're building the things that, or why they're buying the things that they're buying. I like how they kind of go into detail about, we want to get specific, like age appropriate coding games that really tie digital microscopes. I like how they kind of tie all of those pieces of the application together. And to your point, Brittany, about making sure that their program is equitable, I like how they choose to incorporate multilingual material so that children from diverse linguistic backgrounds can engage in STEM concepts. That's really what we're looking for, is how can we kind of broadly support every child in Franklin County? And I think this proposal does just that. So now are you
Absolutely.
ready to score?
Yes, let's go ahead and score it.
All right.
So, would we say that this program has a clear problem statement? Um, an exemplary problem statement would say that the proposal clearly defines a significant need for the program. It shows how the award money will address it, and it outlines how it will substantially enhance the student education or staff support. I think that this program hits the exemplar points for that particular question because, as we pointed out, they broke down exactly how they are going to use those materials and why those materials are so important. There's about 7 to 8 points for that category, so I would say I would give them a solid 7. What about
I
you,
definitely
Chris?
give them a 7. I love how they kind of hit that they want to create these engaging interactive experiences in their center. I like how they bring in their ideas of how to partner with local libraries and science museums and community organizations. And I love how they kind of show the need that one of their biggest challenges is kind of creating that STEM piece. So I think that they kind of show, all right, this is who our center is in our problem statement, but this is where we see a gap. And I think they really write their proposal to address that gap. I give it a 7.
It. So the next category is that the proposal is innovative. And at the exemplary level, that would mean that the proposal is showcasing some unique and creative and bold ideas with some out of the box thinking. Yes, we hear about STEM learning quite often, but these mobile STEM exploration kits are a new idea that I haven't myself heard of yet. And the fact that they are something that could and I think they said that they wanted to use reusable materials. To me, that also was thinking outside of the box. That one is worth 8 to 10 points. I would give them a solid 9. Chris?
Yep, I think I'm right there with you. I think I really like the professional development piece, how they're willing to say, and this goes to the next point as well about it being scalable. Um, but I love how they're really trying to make STEM available to everybody. And they notice that they didn't say that they were developing new tools or that they were, going out of their way to create these crazy new things, but they were using what was available to them and figuring out how to maximize the impact. I think that's a strong 9.
Um, yes, going into proposal is scalable. I would say that they definitely showed a I would say that they definitely showcased how they can exactly replicate this, and they were willing to do the work. They said that they're going to
Mhm.
create a resource guide so that other programs can see the materials that they use, as well as using that professional development to teach other programs how to do this within their own program. There's 6 to 7 points for that category. I would give that honestly the whole 7.
Yeah, they earn the whole 7 here. And I also like how they talked about, I feel like I constantly see this phrase that STEM learning is for everybody and how broadly they want to make it accessible. I also like how they talked about their kits being portable and adaptable so that, kids can take them home. They can bring the learning home to them and do it with their parents. I think that also goes to scalability. It's not just can other centers replicate it, but can we also do this at home? Can parents get involved? We think that is such a foundational part of a child's academics. And so I think they got the full 7.
Then we looked at budget justification. You didn't see us go over their budget thoroughly, but yes, we're going to say that the amount of money for the items that they're using makes sense, and so we're going to go ahead and give them it's between 11 to 15 points for budget justification. We're going to go ahead and say about 13.
Yep. We would, of course, love to see like dollar amounts. We would love to see even including links in your application of, hey, this is where we're going to get all of our materials for our proposal. But that also goes into the budget tool on the application. So I think a 13 is great for them.
And then implementation timeline. And will this be something that they can actually complete and get done in 4 months? And absolutely, this is a project that they will be able to complete within the time frame given. So we're going to go ahead and give the 10 points there. Um, Chris, you agree with the 10 points?
Yep, I do. I would love to see maybe like a date by like, hey, this would be kind of the first phase of our proposal, second phase. Obviously, we're not requiring that because they are getting the full 10, but I think that really shows that, okay, we have a real plan here, and these are not just kind of pie in the sky ideas. We have a real tangible way of getting this done. So out of 50, they scored, let me do math here, 16, 23, 36, 46 out of 50
Mhm.
without the equity bonus. And so when we look at the equity bonus, we're looking to your commitment to creating inclusive and equitable um, solutions to the problems you're positioning out there. And I think they absolutely do that. They talk about creating multi-language uh, services within their kit. They talk about how they serve a diverse population. I think that I would give them 3 points.
Absolutely. And just looking at the proposal as a whole, the only time they didn't wait until the equity bonus to talk about equity and access. I could see throughout their proposal that focusing on their diverse learners is something that's not an afterthought for that program. It is something that they're intentionally planning for and thinking about. And that to me also shows that true commitment. So I would give them a 3 as well.
So that brings their final score to a 49 out of 54. That's really great. And so now we'll take you to our next proposal.
Yeah. All right, so this proposal, Happy Kids Learning Center, they're also requesting the 15,000, but as you can see, it's not even as long as the other one by a long shot. So right there, to me, that is automatically just a little bit of red flag. We don't want to say that you have to talk a lot to mean things, but you should put some real effort into answering the question. So let's look at the program story. It's a program that's only been open for a few years, and they say that they do some basic learning, and they're located in a busy area, and they just want to provide a safe space for their children to be. There's nothing wrong with that inherently. The problem that would get some points knocked off for this program's answer is that this really could be any program, any neighborhood, any community. We don't know anything more about this program from that statement. that we would know about any program that we walk past. So when we say the details are important and that we really want to hear about your program, that's where the details are important. Don't give
What?
the easy answer. Give the thoughtful one. Chris, would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. So when we say tell us your program story, we want to hear why you're unique, why you're special. What do you do differently? Where are your family's coming from? What challenges might they have? What makes your center something that's worthy of the funding request?
Thank you. And so then when we look at the next question about what do they need this award for, they say they want to do some more STEM activities and that they just want to get some supplies, books, and games. Again, nothing inherently wrong. It's just not detailed. It doesn't really tell us anything. What puzzles, what games, what books, what kind of STEM activities would you like to do? STEM activities is a broad category. We would like to see that narrowed down. What exactly is it that you want to do with $15,000? That's not a small sum of money. And to say you're just going to get some puzzle books and games does not tell us anything about how you would like to use those funds to better your program. And it doesn't, there's nothing in that particular paragraph that says why STEM is what they want to focus on, or that it's even something that their kids need more exposure to. Chris?
Yeah, and they're asking for $15,000, and so when you're asking for the highest amount that we're able to fund, we really want to see some specificity and to see that you were intentional in looking at okay, what kind of puzzles and books and games are going to be unique to fit that category, right? What does it look like to kind of really revolutionize your center so that it is really immersed in these STEM principles that you're talking about wanting to implement? And I think that just supplies like puzzles, books, and games is just overly broad and we really want to see that specificity and that intentionality, and that you really thought about your answers.
And then for the next question, do you see the solution being something that other programs can replicate? They start the answer off with maybe. And so it's not even a sure answer on the part of the program. And they also say that we don't have a plan for sharing what we do with other programs, but if somebody asks, they could tell them what they bought. That does not feel intentional. It does not feel thought out. And it really does not answer the question of whether this is a project that could be replicated. So this answer would not meet the qualifications of the scoring of the rubric. Chris?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. We want to see that you're willing to cooperate with other centers. We want to see that you're kind of on other centers' teams in a way. And this doesn't really feel that way. That feels like, I have to hear about it and then I have to go ask you, and then you're just going to give me a list of where you got your stuff. We want to see that you can really kind of come alongside other centers and say, hey, this is what we did, and this is how we can help your kids too.
Same token, the answer about equity, same exact thing. There's no intentionality behind making sure that we're equitable and servicing the children who need us the most, right? They say that they don't have any specific programs for inclusion, but they try to treat all the kids the same. When you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. And that question, again, does not meet the mark. Chris?
100%. We appreciate that they say that they won't turn anyone away, but we want to see the intentionality. We want to see what you do actively to make sure that all your kids have a good opportunity to learn.
So, how would this one score? Um, I think we could do this pretty quickly because there's not much to go on. So the Happy Kids Learning Center, where it comes to clear problem statement, out of the 8 points that are available for this, they would probably get maybe a 2 because we don't know anything about why their program is in need of STEM materials. There's really we don't even know who this program is. You agree too? It was about
Yep,
fair.
it was exactly what I had.
And then if when it comes to innovation and innovative, creative, there's nothing unique about this at all. Puzzles, books, and games, and they didn't tell us what the puzzles, books, and games were. So I would honestly not give any points for innovation in that category.
Yep, I'm comfortable with that too. I mean, it
Hmm.
feels broad. It feels like something that I could go get at, Barnes and Noble. And we want to
Hmm.
see something a little bit beyond that.
Yep, absolutely. Proposal is scalable. I I mean, technically, it could be scalable, but they didn't tell us why it was scalable. So I would say 2, just because you
Yes.
could do exactly what they're asking at any program, but they have no plan to make it scalable. Budget justification, absolutely a 0. There's no reason why this would be worth $15,000. An implementation timeline, I mean, yeah, you can buy books, puzzles, and
There's
games,
there's
and
nothing much to implement. I think that probably gets. I'll give them a point. I'll throw them an extra point.
yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
So without the equity bonus, we're looking at a 5 out of 50. Happy Kids did not score anything like we would want to see from our proposals. And I'd give them a point back on the equity just because they're not turning anybody away.
Mm-hmm.
So a 6 out of 54. We very much want you guys to be our friends over at the Learning Pad. You can see it visually how different these things are. This one is so intentional, so well thought out. We definitely want to end on a positive note and give them a round of applause for writing this proposal in
Yes,
such a detailed and wonderful way.
absolutely. Well, thank you guys for watching through, and we hope that this was helpful as you plan to write your proposals. And if you need anything, as always, you can always reach out to the team. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.